So part one, the first thing we have to always understand is what problem are we there to solve? And in self-defense, we have a tendency of thinking that the problem is a punch, it's a knife threat, it's a kick, it's some sort of hold, but let's explore that a little bit, all right? So I'll just ask Hedy to join me. Usually the thing is that, said, okay, here's the problem. Somebody's punching you, and then we are doing different techniques. We're doing here, we're doing whatever. But this is not really the problem. The problem is that once I do something here, let's say that she punches and I had to do this, I slipped away, I did not hit her, as you can see from the video. What she does is, of course, turn and punch, kick, whatever. She will react to that. The first thing to understand it, instead of treating this sort of like the first appearance of the problem as the whole problem, is the first problem. A lot of problems, okay? Understanding that the attacker is the problem. Her will to do something is the problem, so I really need to address that, and I really need to get going there. And now, of course, let's switch sides. She might have multiple different things that she's thinking of doing or reacting to do. If the distance is so that I am approaching from here, now I will do the punching with this one, she might have enough room to do totally something else, not to force the technique. Now, if you do this in majority of the gyms, your instructor will come, no. You should be making the hand defense. And what is now happening? She's waiting for the hand defense. And now as she gets very good at doing hand defense here, and then all of a sudden appears the real problem where it goes from here to here to here, and it's like, oh, it did not work. Of course it cannot work. The first sort of like idea is the self-organization. So she can explore and try out different things. Now it's not anymore a technique specific in a sense that whether I start my punching from here or here or here, she will do something just to explore. So doing stuff like that, she's exploring, doing stuff like that. I'm just creating constraints. The thing is that she can play around like this, forever. It doesn't matter. But when you are starting out or you have a person starting out, there's a lot of things that they are observing. They are trying to figure out that, okay, but what is the correct technique? The correct thing to do is to solve the problem. So if she feels like, she wants to kick me from here, then she will kick me. If I get closer, she doesn't have enough time to kick, she might just, do this. Or even, as a sort of like a panic thing, just, push with two hands. That's all right. All of those are good solutions for the problem that appeared first. So that was the first appearance of or first signal of the whole problem, was that hand coming towards you and you have to do something about that. Understanding the problem. Let's take some sort of choke from here. Thinking that releasing and taking hold of my hand and making the release from here, that's the end of the problem. No, it's not. Still, the problem is here. Me as the attacker, once she grabs my hand and I do this, she will need to do something else. That's the real problem. And hey, this happens. It's not like, oh, technique was false or wrong. Yeah, everything could be better. But the thing is that once she's doing the motions here, doing this and this, then I can tell her, okay, now your job is not to let go of this hand until you're ready. So then she holds on to that hand, and now I created a constraint for her. I created a task for her to keep hold of the hand and do the technique here. Now, as you saw in the intro video, we can use different targets, like, small soccer balls or pads or something like that. Now, of course, we have the groin protection, so she can punch me with the groin. That's, one thing that you always have to take care of, is the safety in practice. just to wrap this up, understand what is the real problem. What are the intentions of the attacker at this point? And then they might appear with trying to grab you, trying to punch you, trying to take hold of you, trying to kick you. It really doesn't matter. And the first thing to do is to let the person explore a bit. Organize, okay, hey, well, I could do this, I could do that. And of course then, if we are in the early stages, we start to put in a little bit constraints and tasks, saying, okay, this is what you need to do. I would say that the perfect explanation for that from the ecological approach is that we are doing repetitions without repetitions. This refers actually to the thing that, now, she might take hold of my hand this way. She might take hold of my hand this way. But still, the thing is that that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that she's solving the problem. As goes to the literature and in science, Nikolai Bernstein already in the 1920s figured out that, hey, the most skillful blacksmith never strikes the same way twice. But thinking that, okay, what I'm forming here, that needs to be perfect. So the result is the key. Understand the problem and what are your goals. This is the first lesson, so to say. If you want to make a task, just take any practice you've been doing and write down that, okay, the techniques that we have been training. And then write down underneath what is the problem that we are solving by using these techniques. All right, that's it for now. See you in the next chapter.